Namaste. Welcome back to Top Tarot Minors. And today is all about the Page of Wands. But before I get into the Page of Wands, I'm going to revisit yesterday's episode and I want to talk a little bit more about the Ten of Wands. And if you're new, welcome. My name is Sadhana. Lovely to have you here. I selected yesterday these 5 cards here. The Primordial Tarot and Tarot of the She and the Tarot of Saint Croix, and this one is the Fyodor Pavlov Tarot. Hello Amelia, welcome, and Lightseer's Tarot. And I think there was a lot of sort of solid content yesterday. It's a really important card, the Ten of Wands. And I was in another class or another broadcast, and I was looking through the Marielle Tarot, and this card actually was on my list. And I neglected to pull it out yesterday. And I just want to talk a little bit more about this card. I find that in reading the Ten of Wands, the tendency is to lean to burdens, responsibilities. Why are you carrying what you don't have to carry? That sort of thing. And I hope that in yesterday's episode, I inspired the embracing of the energy of fire. Namaste, Saskia. Welcome. Fire is such, it's so important that we learn how to manage it, to work with it for our whole lives. It is not an easy element to work with. And so I'm going to read to you from the Amazing Landscapes of the Abyss, and then talk a little bit more about the Ten of Wands before I get on to the page, which is today's topic. It is creative and destructive, powerful and transformative. It is heroic and noble, but prone to corruption and tyranny. Wands are our divine spark, our life force and energy. We are given something perfect and pure, and then over time, it becomes our responsibility to direct in a way that is good, benefits the world, and achieves our personal potential. Even Plato knew that any person was not just driven alone by this divine spark, but also by the black horse, and would struggle greatly, would achieve greatness only briefly before falling back down. Falling and failing are okay and part of our being and will be part of our whole cycle. No hero becomes great unscathed or without scars and darkness in his heart. Failure, destruction, shattering, being singed to a crisp, these are all on the outside of the wheel. But in the center of your soul your soul is immortal and pure. Hold on to that idea amidst the shifting and changing energy around you, and remember that this is the courageous heart of the lion in the center. Stay there and let the ups and downs spin around you. Marie White refers to all of the tens as the wheel of the particular element. And the 10, I like this reminder that the tens can take us back to the center of the wheel, the place of balance. And we don't need to be hanging on to the edge, to the rim of the wheel, with our legs, flying outwards. Rumi says, burdens are the foundation of ease, and bitter things the forerunners of pleasure. I also have on the table the Arthurian Tarot, Anatolian artwork. This is only available in French right now, this deck. And here we see a picture of Guinevere holding the fort while Arthur is away on a quest or something. And I like this idea of the tower here, this solid structure. Guinevere is the tower. She is stalwart. She is strong. She has this force within that can hold camp. She will endure and stay, whether he comes back or not. And she will become queen. And then on the right side is this really great card from Dust to Onyx that says exactly that. I will endure. I will see this through. I will follow my divine will. And so please, please, please remember that this card is not just about burdens. Throw away your little white book. Be inspired by art. Be inspired by what you feel in these cards. This is such a great exercise to remind yourself that there is a whole range of meanings that can be associated with these cards. And so I would like to revise my top 5 Ten of Wands. And I'm going to use 2 of the cards that are on the table presently. So this is revised. Dust to Onyx, Mariel, Primordial. Really, really like this card. And if you didn't go back and listen to yesterday's, if you didn't hear about this card. Number 4, these are not in any particular order, will be the Tarot of Lisa de Saint Croix. And believe it or not, I'm going to go with the Lightseers. There we go. All right. And this has happened a few times where I went back to my notes and I thought, oh my goodness, I didn't include that card. That's such a great card, but I just had to do this today. So hopefully that gives you more food for thought for the Ten of Wands. This energy, this powerful energy, this spark of life, this energy that you were born with is alive and so inspirational in the Page of Wands. I think this is my favorite court card. I love the Page of Wands. It is a card that comes up when we need to remember where we come from, who we are, like where we come from, who we are. I can think of probably 5 or 6 more decks where I love this Page of Wands. And it makes me so happy and so excited when this card appears in a reading. It really gives us permission in a way to let go of the status quo and to really follow our heart. Marie White reminds us that this is the heart of the lion. It is the heart that is associated with Leo. There is tremendous courageousness in the heart when we transcend the element of fire. When I talk about chakras, and oh God, there's so much goodness here in knowing and harmonizing, balancing the element of fire. Once we can trust fire and trust that divine spark of energy, we can find so much peace and love and power and greatness in our lives. But when we wrestle with fire and we don't use it and we don't keep it burning brightly, we struggle. We struggle with life. And so the page encourages us to go for it, and to play with it, to play with fire, to get to know it again. Maybe that's with your paintbrushes. Maybe that's with very slow and gentle training towards a 10K run. Because remember, fire is also connected with athleticism and competition. It could be anything, any aspect of your life. And so this page is such a supporter of you. And I want you to go back to your inner child, to your little girl, your little boy, your little you. And I want you to remember that person or that event that suppressed something within you. And you kind of lost a little bit of that. Well, I find this card often comes up and it says, you know what? You go back and you take that little you by the hand and you let them come forward because they were onto something and they were really, really good. And that event or that adult had no right to dim that light. You are pure fire, pure potential. You are the smile and this beautiful light being from the tarot of the hidden realm. You are the light of this gorgeous page of wands who dances in light and dances in fire and dances in the energy and knows energy. And I imagine I have never taught a Reiki class to children. I would love to do this for 5-6-year-olds. And that exercise that we practice where, you rub the hands together and then you slowly take them apart and you feel the energy in your hands and you sort of start to move them apart and part together and you play with the energy like silly putty. And then you take it a little further apart and you stretch it this way. And some people need to come back and re-energize and others not so much. But I imagine doing that with children and they're going yeah. And then they just kind of, I don't know, maybe sending it to everyone in the circle. Or they know this. They know about energy. They know about light. And so let your inner child help you to recapture the purity of fire for you on your path in this lifetime. This is where it began. This is where your great work began, was with the page of fire. And maybe it began in a dream. This is the Dreamer of Sparks from the Philarkos Tarot. And I imagine this card as a young woman who does exactly that, captures a moment from her past and decides here and now to bring it to life. And the John Bauer Tarot just makes me smile. I love this page. It reminds me of a scene from one of the Peter Pan movies where the Lost Boys or the leader of the Lost Boys they do what they want to do and they believe and they make believe and they have fun and they play. And outside of restrictions, they live life, and there's so much vitality. And sadly, that vitality gets suppressed and it's lost when we live in too much restriction. And so this is a card of letting that inner fire ignite. And you can take it slowly. You can take it as slowly as you need to take it. Light candles. Cook a really simple meal outside at a fire. Literally play with fire. And if you like athletic endeavors, then go climb that mountain. Start with the smaller one, but do it. Absolutely do it. These are just such great cards. I love this Tarot of the She card. Look at her hair. Her hair is just gorgeous. She is, what do you call it? Concentrating, focusing the fire, because she knows this fire has a lot of potential. And remember, if you've studied with me, you can really look at the page as receiving the gift of the ace of that element. So the page has received the gift of the ace of fire. And so now they're in the process of learning to use it and play with it. And yes, all pages are connected to learning and education. So there may be something with that in this card as well too. But it's not heavy. The idea of education is not heavy. It's exploratory and curious and playful. So let it be that. I also shared this card yesterday when I was doing out of print Unapologetic. This is the Princess of Fire from the Rosetta Tarot. And what I see here is make-believe and tickle trunks and putting on shows for parents and summer outdoor concerts and stages and being bold and brave and playful, wearing costumes because it's fun and I can hop into character so easily. There's a lot here. And yeah, of course it can be the beginning of sexual energy and all of that, but I think we need to remember this fire, and it comes to you in a reading for a reason. I pulled out the Pele card from the Dark Goddess Tarot because I think we need to remember this fire is always burning there within our self. Pele is the fire goddess of Hawaii. I should read to you a little bit from the book, I suppose. The Hawaiian goddess of the volcano of fire. And I've heard personal stories of how she manifests in this world. I know probably 3 people that feel they have met the energy of Pele in a human, and it's like she that's a good word. She deeks in and out of real life to inspire and poke, encourage, kind of take your breath away sort of thing. And of course, Pele will rise to bring equilibrium. But the greatest reason why I've put this card here is for you to remember that deep within this fire lives. And like Marie White said, it does have destructive potential. So this journey through the Suit of Wands is about learning to manage this element, keep it alive and strong and powerful, but not let it overtake. Of course, it naturally needs to be balanced with every other element. A passionate heart should not be made tame. And I think that speaks so beautifully to what I was saying about parents or adults suppressing young fire. When Pele appears, love whom you love, whether or not your love is returned. Powerful emotion can be released through art and action, in hard work and hard play, through movement, words, and color. Want what you want, Do not hold back in declaring your desire. Not getting it is better for you than not acknowledging it. Do not overthink the situation. Learn to trust the core of the fire inside you, your life force and its impulses toward growth and expression. Learn to trust the core of the fire inside you, your life force and its impulses. Okay, the grammar's not right there. Your life force and its impulses toward growth and expression. Be open to adventure. Let passion lead you to a new land and greater power. Explore fire, I think it's so, wow. Okay, so I don't know how in the world I'm supposed to choose cards here, but I really like these two. And this has been a very special one for many years, this Tarot of the Hidden Realm. And I really like how this particular Page of Wands, early in their adventure, realizes that there is greatness with this fire if I can learn to focus it. So I think the word here is practice. We need to practice playing with fire. We need to not be afraid of it. Yeah, let's not be afraid of our fire. Why? Why is this quote so very important to me? I don't understand. It comes up again and again and again and again and again, and I don't know. I just think it's a really important quote, and I share this in many different situations, but we need to learn how to be okay with our boldness, to be okay with our creativity, to be okay with our eccentricities, however our life force is directing us. Okay? Honestly, I don't know. I think I'm going to go with these 5. Okay. Top 5. Page of Wands. And yet, I could bring out many, many more decks. This is a card that I think many deck creators connect with. And that's good. That's good because it shows me that the deck was made with passion from a deep place within. And so left to right, top 5, Page of Wands for today are the Fountain Tarot, Tarot of the She, John Bauer Tarot, Tarot of the Hidden Realm, and the Philarkos Tarot. Thank you. Thank you all for being here. I will do one more card this week, and then I'll be back on Monday. Take good care of yourselves. Enjoy the rest of your day. Namaste.